Well, it wants me to do it that way. That's okay. Stealth camping near train tracks. Get rid of that. I'm going to crack our second step 2 here. Now, how do I see my chat? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to add that to the screen. Live chat. There we go. If anybody chats, I'll be able to see ya. Anybody comes in. Hashtag Stealth Camping Alliance. Oh, we got a visitor. Hello, welcome. Welcome to hanging out with me in my misery. Anything outdoors with cranky campers. Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you post much lately. Maybe I'm just not getting notifications. You were the one that did the roundabout in Gillingham, correct? At least I think so. Alright. Not bad, mate. I mangled up my foot in December, so I haven't been out in 6 weeks. So we're finally getting out. It's starting to feel a bit better. Get some frosty beverages into me. And I got a piece of lamb stuck in my teeth. Oh, you're camping this week? Nice. Have you joined the Stealth Camping Alliance yet? It's as simple as putting hashtag Stealth Camping Alliance in your video description, and we will find you, and we will add you, and we will support you, and we will help you grow. But no, in truth, it's a great bunch of guys. We got Hill and Hammock from New Zealand. We got Weed in the Bush from Canada. We got Day Tripper. We got Steve the camper. Nice Fosters. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've had these in my fridge since the last camp. And if you follow my channel, you know that was the second week of December. Yeah, the weekend, making the video now. I don't know about it. I'll add it. Hopefully your foot gets better. It is getting better. I chose to camp in a location that wasn't very easy to get to, so I had to trench through some plowed fields today. So it's feeling a little dodgy today, but that's my own fault for doing that after work. But I got a prescription I'm picking up on Saturday, and I finally get a day off. And yeah, doctor's got me going in for some blood work and stuff. 22 degrees in Michigan. That's Fahrenheit, correct? Here, it's about positive 8 Celsius. So let me figure out what that would be. Double it, 16, and add 30. So it's about 46 degrees Fahrenheit here. So it's not cold, but it's not... I'll be alright. Like, I got a big, thick Canadian fisherman sweater that I used to wear when I used to work outside in winter. And, yeah, for those of you that don't know, I lived in Canada for 24 years. I'm from England. I've moved back to England. I sound like I'm Canadian. I'm not. I'm English. That's kind of why one of the reasons I came back. I always felt like I was out of place in Canada. I love the country, but thank you guys for liking the stream. I appreciate that. But home is where the heart is. And mine's England. I must admit, it does annoy me when people mistake it for an American accent, though. No offense. America has like so many different thick, strong accents, and Canada kind of has its own little A and a butte and stuff like that. I don't even think they're close, to be honest with you. Maybe upstate New York. I'm in a tarp setup that's very dodgy, and I don't have much room. And I'm about 25 feet away from a train track at the top of a big incline, so I'm not moving very far just because it's got dark out and I don't want to fall. So yeah, so we're actually doing the Stealth Camping Alliance challenge video. They put it up on the 20th. I'm a bit late, but I've been having a hectic time at work. I had COVID over Christmas, so I was off for that. I mangled up my foot first week of December. I said I wasn't coming back out till March. I've changed my mind. The weather's been mild. And two of my other staff members, since I had COVID, have also had COVID, so I had to cover for them as the manager. So I've been living at my little casino, basically, and stopping by to say hi to the wife once in a while. So I managed to schedule myself 4 days off in a row this week, and they don't start till Saturday. But today I finish work at 1:30, and I don't start work till tomorrow at 1:30. So I figured, you know what, this is the perfect day. The weather's not horrible. If it does rain, it's only supposed to be for a little bit, and there's only a 15% chance it's going to rain. I just polished off a nice lamb and mushroom teriyaki stir fry. But I got a piece of lamb fat stuck in my teeth, and it's driving me up the wall. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be shooting a podcast for the Stealth Camping Alliance with Cosmic Angel 555. So I will put the link to that on my channel at some point. I used to work in the big casinos in Canada, but I come home now and I'm a venue manager at a little slot house. It's got about 40 machines. Showed me after taking out the window. I presume she was. So I have 5 people that work under me. We're not even open 24 hours. But yeah. But because I'm the manager, if people are sick, I get stuck with their shifts. And if anything goes wrong, my phone rings incessantly. Sometimes it rings for stuff that they shouldn't be calling me for, because they should be able to handle, but it is what it is. It's part of the job. But yeah, I've done two main jobs most of my adult life. I worked in casinos, and I was an industrial painter in the Canadian oil fields. So when the job was over in the oil fields, which was usually 3 to 6 months, I'd go back to the casino while I worked in, and yeah, I have, but I've also lost. It's not awesome. It's not a good life. It's good as a pastime, a night out with friends once in a while with a little bit of money for some fun, but that's about it for gambling. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It's worse than drugs. Drugs, there are signs. Gambling, you end up lying to people that you love and misleading them, and it leads you down a nasty road. I don't particularly like working in the gambling environment anymore, but it's what I'm trained to do, so that's what I do. Yeah, I was actually originally part of the opening team at the Big Fallsview Casino in Niagara Falls. Met a lot of people you'd be familiar with that night. I them Foster's keeping you warm. They're not doing bad, Billy. Good to see you. We're the teriyaki lamb stir fry I just ate's doing a good job of keeping me warm. Guys, if you haven't subbed to Billy, I'm sure you have. But if you haven't gone sub to Off Camping, you've got to go check him out. Great content creator. I've seen the guy cook full ramen right on the side of the road with duck breast, and makes his own spaghetti sauce. It wasn't bad, but the teriyaki sauce was shot bought because I didn't have time to do it, and there wasn't enough of it. But other than that, it was tasty. Wasn't bad at all. I'm happy that we couldn't get this up and running, because there was a requirement for that you had to have 1,000 subs. How to cook the lamb? I fried it. I tried to fry it on a low heat to let the fat render down, but the wind was blowing out my camping stove, so I had to turn it up a little bit. So I actually almost flash fried it, and then put the sauce in and let it simmer for a little bit. Just lamb leg steaks. And then I had a mushroom and bean sprout and carrot stir fry mix. Put that in there. Did you set it up that day? Because it takes 24 hours for them to set you up. I think we can see you out to at least March. Welcome back, Stu. Hiya. Yeah, no, my foot's feeling okay, Zoe. And I went and got some heat pads from Sport Direct, so if it gets cold, I can stuff them down my sleeping bag. And yes, that is a train going by. I'm right next to a train track for the Stealth Camping Alliance Challenge this month of sleeping by a train track. Yeah, when you first set up the live streaming on your mobile, it pops up and says it takes them 24 hours to activate it. So after that, it should work. It just asks you to create a title and set an age restriction, whether it's for kids or not. And then you're good to go. But I'm happy I don't have to send everyone over to Instagram now. Although I should use my Instagram more. To be honest, I never really understood Instagram. But people seem to make money off it as well, so spending the night at camp? Yeah, I am, because I'm definitely not going to try and walk through these fields on my ankle in the dark. It's too uneven, and I'll break my bloody legs. So it's a simple setup tonight. I've got a smaller tarp, the one that was seen in my very first hammock video, underneath me, and I've got my bigger 300 centimeter by 300 centimeter tarp set up, and a diamond over the top of me. Like I said, we got some heating pads in here. If I do get too cold, I'll pop on my my stove for a little bit next to my bed just to warm up, but shouldn't be bad. Like, my hands are a little chilly right now, but they're not bad. But yeah, and then tonight in about an hour and a half, I'm sitting down with Cosmic Angel and we're doing a podcast for the Stealth Camping Alliance. So she's going to interview me, which I've never been interviewed before, so that's kind of interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on the mustache? There's a reason for it, and honestly, it's because my razor blade is dead, and I didn't feel like shaving it off with a dead razor blade, so I do got to get new razors. But, yeah, dirty little mustache for January. Loving the stash? Nice. Thank you, Zoe. So where are you guys planning your next camping adventures in the chat? Billy, when's your next video coming out? I know you just did a couple. They were awesome. Cranky, when's your next video coming out? You said you're editing it now? When should we expect to see that? Collab with me and Billy? That would be awesome. That would be good times. I don't know what part of UK you're from, Zoe, but my wife would love to see Stonehenge, and I know Billy's from around that area, so maybe we can work something out where she can stay in the hotel with the kids. We can go take her to see Stonehenge. And Billy and I will go set up in those woods that he stayed at in Stonehenge. We'll do a collab. Tonight, tomorrow, might be a long day at work. I hear you there. Thursdays are a shit day for me because I start work at 4 in the morning. We have to do our weekly audit and get rid of all the money and get ready for the next week of business. So usually by this time, I'm honestly usually in bed on Thursday, but I figured we'd get the camp in and have a couple of beverages. I don't start work till 1:30 tomorrow, so I can sleep it off. And if I don't sleep very well, it gives me a chance to go home and nap on the sofa for a little bit while my little fella jumps on me. Ever caught by the police camping? I've never been caught by anybody, actually. The closest I came to getting caught was not on my last video, but the one before that, where I camped in a bivvy. And there was a cell phone tower in the area that I was camping in. The workers came to do some maintenance work, I guess, up there, and they were about 60 feet away from me up on the tower. So and I'm sitting there, I was watching a movie with my tent open and my lights on when they pulled in. I'm 90% sure they saw me, but I don't know, they didn't bother me. They didn't come over and ask what I was doing or anything. They just left me be. So, but they were there for a good 3 or 4 hours banging away on the cell phone tower. And yeah, that was a little bit nerve-wracking, but that's the closest I've ever been caught, close to being caught. I honestly thought I would have got caught, if anywhere, when I slept at the Framlington Castle, because I didn't sleep in the woods. I didn't even bother setting up my tent. I pulled my sleeping bag out and my mat, and I slept on top of the hill right outside the castle on the grounds, right under the stars, and it was lovely. It's still my favorite camp. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't cook on that video. I went and got Chinese food. And I must admit, they were probably the best ribs I've had since I moved back from Canada. Yeah, that was a good camp. But no, I've never been caught. I'm in the line of sight of someone's bedroom right now. If they happen to look over here and see my ring light, then it's possible they could come over, but I doubt it. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm sitting in the corner of a field, drinking a beer and chatting to you guys. I generally do try and scout the locations I'm going to beforehand to see what the foot traffic's like. This is one of the few I didn't. There's been a couple of times where I've had to set up in the dark because of like people still being around where they're, like high action areas, like the one where I did the gun ramparts, which was an awful night, but I had to wait I was set up pretty much in pitch black there. And tore down in pitch black if you watch that video. That was a quick train. It's gonna get shaky for a second, guys. I'm just putting my phone on my mouth here because my hand's going to sleep. Yeah, there we go. That ring light works well. You can see it reflecting on my glasses. So yeah. What time are we at now? About 6. Quarter to 6. I love Camping with Steve. Camping with Steve is probably 70% of the inspiration as to why I started this channel. One day Foresty Forest came up in my recommended, and I watched a couple of his videos, and then in the same feed, Steve Wallace's videos came up in my feed, and I was hooked right away. And Steve Wallace lives where I used to live in Canada. He lives just outside Edmonton. So I know a lot of the areas that he goes to, and I would have never thought to camp in some of them. But no, that's the living legend. That's the man himself. He's the godfather of stealth camping. Yeah, if he would ever comment on one of my videos. He's commented on one of Billy's videos. One of Billy's Roundabout videos, which is awesome. Yeah, Foresty Forest lives in a... He's converted a van. And he's got a little song. Foresty Forest, he lives in a van. And he travels around the mountains and does hikes up the peaks in the Rockies. And I just stumbled across it. Honestly, I have no idea how any of these videos came into my recommending, because all I was watching at the time was Call of Duty videos. And just stupid video game YouTubers. And like I said, I probably watched about 4 or 5 of Foresty Forest videos, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then Steve Wallace's video showed up, and I think the first one that showed him my field is the one where he camps behind the city sign in Canmore, or Camrose, one of the two. And I was like, what is this guy doing? And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then the next one I watched was what was the next one I watched? Where he did by the roadside bathroom area, the rest area. I was like, alright. But yeah, I watched most of Steve's videos now. I don't know, I got addicted and binge watched them. And I was like, alright, I'm going to try that. And then last year, when I was getting into it, is when Billy started posting videos. And I was like, okay, cool. And he showed up in my recommended feed when he had like 33 subs or something like that. And he did just a stealth camp with his little red backpack, and then he did a video on can you cook a hamburger in I think it was a Jetboil type device. And then the next thing I know, he's done a roundabout video, and he's got like 1,000, 2,000 subs. I was like, awesome. But yeah, so I don't know, I got chatting to Billy on other social media platforms. Found out he's a really cool guy. And then I started doing it in, I want to say, it was either May or June I did my first shoot, my first video. And it was awful. I had my phone the wrong way, so it was got that awkward camera angle where it's like shadowy on the sides, and I wasn't speaking loud enough so people couldn't hear what I'm doing, and I didn't speed up my tent setup video, so it was like 10 minutes of me not talking and setting up my tent for the first time. I'd never set it up at home. I cracked the seal to it when I was there. I think it's an awful video, but it's got like 2,500 views, so people like it. But I suppose as creators, we're probably our own worst critics. Because my best 2 videos are, the first one's like is 2,500 for views, and the second one is the first time I went hammock camping in the rain, which was awful because the freaking tarp I bought was too small and I got soaked. But maybe that's why it did well, because it just made me miserable for God knows how many hours and freezing. Squib, how are ya? Thank you very much for the shout out in your challenge video, my friend. We're shooting ours right now, so if you hear a train go by in the background, 100% we're getting worse. No, they're not. Highly doubt that. We learn something every time we make a video. I'm sure of it. My wife got me this cool light ring for my phone for Christmas. It's the first time I got to use it today. I didn't realize it was a USB plug-in, so it's like draining my power bank for my phone. So we'll see. Hopefully I got enough juice to last through the night, because if I don't sleep, my phone keeps me company. One of the shortcuts, getting lazy. Yeah, see, I don't know. I've been researching how to do better things. I made a logo that I'm going to put at the beginning in the front of my videos now, and I want to work on making it move and adding sound effects, things like that. And I bought a new phone that has 4K quality camera, so yeah, I do all of my filming, editing, and my links and tabs and everything all on my cell phone. I don't have a GoPro or anything like that. So for the first couple of videos I was very dodgy because the camera on that thing was shot, and it was very blurry if I used a certain camera mode. But this phone I love. Alright, where's my rubbish bag? There it is. Alright, that beverage is done. And one more for a bit later on, but I'm going to save that for now. That lamb looks good. Got some leftovers I'm going to warm up in a bit. The phone, GoPro 8, and DJI Mini 2. I don't even know what a DJI Mini 2 is. But yeah, my wife got me this. I'll show you the box to it. I can't show you the ring because it's attached to it. But she got me this. See that? Ecotech light ring. And I can change the colors on it and everything. Got this remote on it. I think it's really cool. It's really neat. It's a bit bulky to bring your stealth cam in. Oh, drone. Okay, cool. I would love to get a drone. That's actually one thing I do want before I even worry about a GoPro is a drone. So yeah. So this is the first time I've been able to try it out. And I'm gonna say it's, with the exception of the giant white rings of light in my glasses, it looks pretty good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, there. We'll take them off. I won't be able to see for a while, but we'll take them off. There. Now you can just see light in my eyes. You look in my eyes. But that was a cool gift. It's very thoughtful. And then my mom got me a bladder for carrying water in, which I haven't brought with me this trip, but I will once I get a bigger backpack. Because I need a bigger backpack. I only have a 45 liter. I'm trying to fit a 3-season sleeping bag in there with all the rest of the crap that I gotta carry. It's a bit tough. But doesn't bother me. Just shoes who have it bothers them when they record. Yeah. No, I probably won't use the ring light when I record actual parts of the video for that reason, though. Because I know somebody will say something. Yeah. I think it's starting to get a little bit chilly out. My hands are a little bit fresh. We'll definitely be using those heating pads tonight. But it's not nowhere near as cold as it was the last time I was out. But that's because it was bucketing down rain and everything too, and I got wet on my walk there. I never dried out properly all through the night. I was freezing cold. Which is weird because, like I said, I lived in Canada for 25 years. And I've been home this is my third winter back in England. And I'm acclimatized to the English weather now. So when it gets cold here, which is, between 5 and 0, I'm cold. Whereas in Canada, 5 and 0, and if you get that day in late February, early March, you're wearing shorts and flip-flops for the day because it's like summer. People think I'm exaggerating, but no, I used to deal with minus 30, work outside and that crap. No gritting tonight. It's supposed to get down close to 0 in Ipswich. About 3 degrees overnight. But like I said, I picked up some of those hand warmers. And this sweater, to be honest with you, is one of the best things I ever bought. It's a fisherman sweater, and yeah, I'll be warm once I get under this sleeping bag. Once I've had the podcast interview a little bit later on, I'll be alright. My feet aren't cold. That's the problem last time. My feet got cold and they never warmed up. My feet are good today. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna... Oh, River just posted his LOL. I'm joking. Oh, did he? Well, that gives me something to watch a little bit later. Like I said, look up the hashtag Stealth Camping Alliance on YouTube, and you'll find a bunch of like-minded individuals like myself and you guys who go stealth camping, and it's a bunch of content. There's some really cool individuals on there. Some of them do a few other things other than just stealth camping, but a lot of it's just stealth camping. There's a gentleman from New Zealand, he's called Hidden Hammock, and he's got a canoe and goes out to little islands and does some cool videos. And then there's Weed in the Bush. He's from Alberta, Canada, and still goes camping in whatever weather they have. So mad respect to that, because I wouldn't be able to do that. And I think if I still lived in Alberta, I'd be able to camp for 4 months a year. That's about it. But yeah. So, like I said, I think I'm going to log off for a bit. I'm going to go say goodnight to my wife. And hopefully say goodnight to my little guy before he goes to sleep. And thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me and keeping me company in this silly January night where I'm in the middle of a field for some strange reason. Well, I say in the middle of the field. To be fair, I'm buried in the corner of a field, but you know what I mean. And I don't really want to smoke cigarettes on YouTube, and I'm dying for a cigarette. So I'm going to go for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys a bit later.